Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. A Regina man faces several charges, including manslaughter, over a woman's shooting death on Highway 39 near Weyburn. It happened on September 12th when a 44-year-old woman riding in an SUV was fatally shot. Police have arrested 42-year-old Chris Fallman in connection with the incident. He's accused of manslaughter and careless use of a firearm, along with 2 other gun-related charges.
Matter is before the courts. The specifics of the investigation that was done will be a matter that has to be determined in court. Our investigators did work diligently to ensure that they were taking care of all of the investigative tasks that would lead us to the person responsible for this offense.
Fallman made a brief appearance in court on Monday. Judge Corpin adjourned the proceedings to tomorrow morning. The trial of a Saskatoon massage therapist accused of sexual assault got underway today. 69-year-old Kenneth Braun is being tried on 6 counts of sexual assault. The alleged incidents happened between 2010 and 2021 while Braun was a massage therapist. 14 jurors are expected to hear evidence over the course of the 3-week trial. A publication ban is now in place on all evidence to protect the integrity of Braun's second jury trial set for next month, where Braun faces 4 more sexual assault charges. A judge ordered Megan Gallagher's family to flip their shirts inside out during a Saskatoon trial after concerns were raised about what the jury could see. Here's a look at the sweaters reading "Megan Gallagher murdered but not forgotten." The defense lawyer told the judge he was worried about the message on the sweaters and its potential influence on the jury. Roderick Sutherland was found guilty of manslaughter. With the verdict delivered, publication bans on proceedings that took place outside the jury's presence, including the order for the family to remove their shirts, have now been lifted. Gallagher's stepmother, Debbie, said it was painful being told to hide her daughter's name.
I think it was an insult to every woman who has been silenced. Yeah. It perpetuates the violence towards women. Mm-hmm. You know, like it was only Megan's. That's the only thing we have left of Megan is her pictures. When are the victims going to be seen in court? When are they going to be acknowledged as victims, right, and respected?
The judge said his priority was to ensure Sutherland received a fair trial and that the jurors didn't feel pressure to render a verdict one way or another. Saskatchewan's Ministry of Environment says it's seeing more reports of sick or dead birds this fall due to avian flu. Signs of avian flu in wild birds include lethargy and weakness, poor coordination or tremors, unusual behavior like swimming in circles, and less reaction to people. The ministry says it's common to see cases of avian flu during the fall migration as birds congregate in large numbers before flying south. Young birds that lack immunity from the virus are especially vulnerable. Severely ill birds from avian flu are not candidates for rehabilitation, but sightings can be reported to the Ministry of Environment. Jeff, I got to put my thinking cap back on, but I don't remember November being this nice, or maybe I'm wrong from last year.
Well, you know what? From year to year, you know, obviously there's some changes, but it is a nice way to say hello to November and goodbye to October. We've got ourselves a bit of a quiet situation here, but we're not too far away, John, from time when we're going to be seeing snow that sticks around, but that may not be for at least a week or more. Quiet situation across the prairies, but we are anticipating some Alberta clippers starting to show up and move through our province later in the week, and we'll talk about that later on.
The provincial government is committing $250 million in funding for Saskatchewan post-secondary education. The money will be distributed to universities, Saskatchewan Polytechnic, and regional colleges over the next 4 years. A funding agreement with the institutions was signed at a legislative building ceremony. It follows the recent layoff of over 100 staff at Saskatchewan Polytechnic due to a 40% drop in international student enrollment. Sask Polytech says it's too early to determine whether some of the cuts can be reversed.
Although it doesn't totally bridge the gap with some of the federal and international changes that have taken place in the international student landscape, we are really appreciative of the funding that has been provided to us today.
On the right page.
The NDP is calling on the government to order reversal of Sask Polytech staffing reductions. The 100th edition of the Canadian Men's Curling Championship, the 2027 Montana's Brier, will be played in Saskatchewan.
Brier The 2027 Montana's Brier will be held at the SaskTel Center here in Saskatoon.
SaskTel Center is set to host Canada's Best in Men's Curling from February 26th to March 7th in 2027. It will be the 7th time hosting for Saskatoon, making it the 3rd most behind Calgary and Toronto. The announcement was made this morning at Montana's, the title sponsor.
We break records when the Brier comes to Saskatoon. We know that curling runs deep in the lifeblood of the cities, and of course in rural Saskatchewan, it is the beloved sport.
Tickets for the 2027 Montana's Brier go on sale in March 2026. Construction season in Saskatoon is now winding down with November officially here. On Saturday, the Broadway Bridge opened to traffic for the first time since May. Crews are working on water main repairs and upgrades in a number of different neighborhoods before the temperatures take a turn. And the city's head of construction says as long as the forecast holds, crews will stay busy.
So much work that we almost bank on having a great October, and whenever we can get some nice weather in November as well, that just allows us to complete a few more things that then we don't have to carry over to the next season.
In total, city crews and contractors fixed more than 200 kilometers of roadway since the spring. A Saskatoon couple got creative for their wedding when a hurricane ruined their plans for a destination wedding in Jamaica. Newlyweds Jaylyn and Curtis Leachman made the decision to get married in Saskatoon Airport on Saturday morning instead. Their plans were ruined by the hurricane that hit the area last week, with November 1st carrying special meaning, and wedding items had the date November 1st on them. The couple decided to marry before their trip to an alternate destination, Mexico.
We absolutely had no backup plan. We've been to Negril probably 8 or 9 times. We always go at that time of the year. Jamaica hardly ever gets hit with a hurricane, and especially to the devastation that it did this time. And it was heartbreaking for us and for the people.
Because they were eloping, none of their families knew they were getting married until now, when this story airs. When we come back, more programming at the Lake Country Co-op Leisure Centre. Find out which program is full and which programs are filling up fast. The Lake Country Co-op Leisure Centre is now in full swing with the weather beginning to turn, and that means programming has picked up. I'm joined by Riley Janes, the Acting Recreation Coordinator with the City of Prince Albert. First off, Riley, we're talking about the upcoming Bronze Cross course. When is that one happening?
So the upcoming Bronze Cross course is happening November 7th, 8th, and 9th, so this upcoming weekend. Okay,
and I understand when I was looking online and then I saw it was taken off and I thought, uh-oh, they're still running the program. You guys have already filled up for that first offering. Now, in terms of who might be in that course, I'm assuming some aspiring lifeguards, but what about like your babysitters or people that want to work with kids? Is the course good for that as well?
Yeah, 100%. So the course offers, an introduction to life-saving skills, rescuing skills, and all the fitness skills that would prepare someone to be a lifeguard in the future. But it's also good for anyone, babysitting, teachers, anything like that.
And then I'm guessing now that you've kind of got the leisure center up and running, how are you guys doing for staffing there? Are you hoping that maybe 1 or 2 people out of the course, once they get certified, can sort of jump into the stool or the stage or that kind of elevated platform that lifeguards get to sit in?
100%. So we're still building capacity here at the Lake Country Co-op Leisure Center. We would love to hire some of the people that are taking the Bronze Cross this weekend. And we've kind of done a little bit of a restructuring with our aquatics program, so they would be hired on as assistant lifeguards.
Perfect. All right. Well, there you go. I mean, that is not too much of a turnaround other than pretty much getting your training and hopefully getting involved with that pool. So since that course is full, Riley, I'm guessing there would be some other programs or even maybe this course being offered in the near future at the Leisure Center?
Yeah. So right now we're looking into the new year. We're going to try to put in a national lifeguard course in January, and then we'll offer the bronze medallion and bronze cross again in February and March.
Perfect. And so that kind of covers the looking after the swimmers, but then let's obviously talk about the swimmers. So swim lessons, when I remember, was everything was, you know, tadpoles to minnows to sharks and frogs and all that stuff from the old days, but it looks like it's a little more specific now. Can you tell me a bit about the swim lessons available?
For sure. So we just released our first set of lessons here at the LCCLC, and the program's changed quite a bit from the minnows that you referenced there. But so now the Life Saving Society runs all of the swimming lessons across Canada pretty much at every municipality. And they have a preschool program that's for ages 3 to 5. And then they have a swimmer program that's for ages 6 to 12. And then they also offer like teen classes, adult classes, and then an introduction to leadership, which is called the Rookie Patrol class.
Perfect. And I'm hoping, because as a kid, I remember the best part was jumping into the hot tub. No matter how warm they made the pool, I always had to jump into that hot tub. So hopefully that's still involved with all those courses. But how can people find out more about the programs that are available?
For sure. So people can visit the City of Prince Albert website. We have a swimming page where all of the information about upcoming programs is put on there. We also release information on Facebook and Instagram, and we also put out media releases to really get the word out there.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot, Riley. What is your favorite part of that pool? Is it the hot tub, the slides, maybe the lane swimming, or what's your favorite feature there?
Yeah, without question, it's the 2 awesome water slides that we have. They're really fast. The patrons love them, and it was a great addition to the facility.
I agree that as soon as I saw those getting put in, I thought that's going to be real special for the kids. Well, that's Riley Janes, the acting recreation coordinator with the City of Prince Albert. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Jeff's got your first look at November weather coming after the break. And later, being healthy is about more than just fixing what's broken at the Saskatoon Wellness Expo. So, Jeff, you hinted at it. You said the word snow and the word sticking would be on the near future here for Saskatoon and Prince Albert and area. But what do we have in more immediate future this week?
Well, in the immediate future, things are actually looking pretty good. Tomorrow's going to be a warm day, and actually Wednesday, not too bad. It says we make our way into the latter part of the week that we see the possibility of some flurries. As I mentioned, some Alberta clippers are expected to develop and then start sliding through Saskatchewan, as they are oft wont to do. And then we've got ourselves, the good news is that it's like, oh, we got minus temperatures. That snow is going to stick around. Yes, but we also have a chance for some warmer temperatures next week, so it might melt after all. So just keep that in mind. Let's turn that frown upside down. Okay, here's our futurecast. You can see these pressure lines are relatively close together, but it's not going to be big time windy, so there's a bit of a breeze tomorrow out of the northwest, about 20 clicks for most locations. It looks like most of the precipitation is staying south of the American border, so we'll keep our eye on all of that. On to our numbers overnight. -4 in Spiritwood, -3 in the Battlefords, -4 in Canada Lake, clear skies in Birch Hills, -3, -4 with clear conditions in Rostern. A similar situation in Nipwood and Melfort, and both locations at -3 for overnight temperatures. Pretty much typical. And now we'll take a look at tomorrow. Temperatures are above seasonal by about, in some respects, about 5 degrees, okay, especially those places at 7 degrees. So 5 degrees in Spiritwood tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies, a similar sky situation for the Battlefords, but warming up to 7. It's also 7 in Birch Hills. A bit more sunshine in Rostern, 7 degrees, mainly sunny as well in Canada Lake with a high of 6. And in Nipwood and Melfort, both locations anticipating mainly cloudy skies and 7 degrees. So once again, relatively mild conditions for early November. For Prince Albert in detail tonight, mainly clear skies, just a few clouds out there. The wind starts off breezy, but then it backs off. -4 degrees overnight. I was walking around this morning. Yep, frozen puddles of water. Okay, it's here, the cold nights. 7 degrees tomorrow, though, with mainly sunny skies. Winds out of the northwest at 15, and those northwesterly winds are often a bit on the cool side. And as we take a look at the 7-day outlook for Prince Albert and area, 3 degrees on Wednesday. That's still still above seasonal. And then we've got ourselves 0 on Thursday, about a 60% chance of flurries as those clippers start sliding through. -5 on Friday, -4 for both Saturday and Sunday. But Monday, 1 week from today, we anticipate temperatures warming up to be on the plus side. Will that be enough to melt some of that snow? We shall see. It all depends on how much falls on Thursday. It may not be a lot at this moment.
There you go, yeah. And, you know, the sun did come out on Sunday, despite all the blue birds that were a little bit probably miffed by the results.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Well, don't worry. I'll take it from a blue bird and take it to the green bird. Pim's the mascot of the Prince Albert Raiders, because the Raiders have launched into top spot in the WHL power rankings after another successful weekend. In fact, the Raiders, 13 games into the regular season, still haven't lost a game in regulation time. Over the weekend, the Raiders hosted the Calgary Hitmen and the Moose Jaw Warriors at the Art Hauser Center. Friday, the Hitmen winning 3-2 in overtime. Then on Saturday, the Raiders beating the Moose Jaw Warriors 6-4. The Raiders now head on to their U.S. road trip, starting in Lethbridge Wednesday night and then in Spokane Friday. The Saskatchewan Roughriders will have their West opponent after the Western semi-final game between Calgary and BC ended on a last-second field goal. Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke threw for 223 yards and added a rushing touchdown. Robert Carter brought the fans to their feet with this explosive 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That made it 27-14 for the Lions midway through the third quarter. In the fourth, with the score now at 30, Rourke found Justin McInnes over the middle, setting up kicker Sean White. With no time left on the clock, he nailed a 43-yard field goal to seal the home playoff win.
Our expectations for ourselves are the highest ones, right? We're frustrated because we know we can do better. And, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going to keep giving my props to the special teams and our defense, because they lifted us up, as they have many times on this winning streak.
That sets the matchup with the Riders in the West Final on Saturday, the winner advancing to the Grey Cup in Winnipeg.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
Staying healthy is about more than just fixing what's broken. It's about being healthy in the first place. That was the message at Saskatoon's Wellness Expo over the weekend. Carla Shinkaruk has the details.
At Prairieland Park this past weekend, the buzz wasn't just about fitness or nutrition. It was about a full-circle approach to feeling good. The Saskatoon Wellness Expo was back for a 17th year, bringing together dozens of exhibitors and experts from across the country, from Newfoundland to Vancouver, all focused on what organizers call proactive health.
Canada has a great medical system, but it's called reactive healthcare. You can't go see a doctor or go to the hospital or do something without having a problem, and then you hope that somebody can help you treat the symptoms or the repercussions from that problem.
Rick Thiessen and his wife have been hosting expos like this across Canada for nearly 2 decades, and he says awareness is growing fast.
The education of society has become more cognizant of proactive health. Don't let the illness show up. Eat well, drink well, exercise well, spiritually be connected.
Visitors explored everything from healthy eating and mental wellness to financial planning, even square dancing demonstrations. New exhibitor Drip Wellness offered information on IV supplements.
It is a great way to receive vitamins just because it bypasses your GI tract. It goes directly into your bloodstream or your muscle, so your body is able to absorb it better.
As a nurse, she says the expo helps raise awareness about alternative health options that many Saskatoon residents haven't tried before. Another booth, Serious Health Thai Massage, offered free sessions for visitors.
And as soon as we put you on the floor and do something, they realize, oh my God, this is amazing.
Owner Grant Martin says the event connects him directly with the people who need his services most.
Almost everybody who walks through the door is looking for something with their health that isn't working with Western medicine. Almost 100% whoever lies down becomes a client.
About 3,000 people attended, each taking one more step towards a healthier lifestyle. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
The Canadian Cancer Society has unveiled a plan to cut lung cancer deaths by 30% over the next 10 years.
Canada is experiencing a lung cancer crisis, and despite advances in treatment and detection, we're still seeing lung cancer as the highest cause of cancer death.
The organization is calling it an unprecedented effort to change the trajectory of the country's deadliest cancer. The action plan outlines 4 priorities: reducing exposure to carcinogenic inhalants, early detection, ensuring best access to best-in-class care, and accelerating research. The plan also confronts the long-standing stigma and misconception that lung cancer is solely a smoker's disease. Saskatoon's City Hospital emergency room was forced to operate with adjusted hours on Sunday. According to the Saskatchewan Health Authority, the ER closed at about 3 p.m. due to an unforeseen physician unavailability. Anyone needing emergency care after 3 was encouraged to visit St. Paul's Hospital or Royal University Hospital.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
I won't poke the bear anymore about the little blue bears, but this one, Jeff, is about the main attraction at a farm in the United Kingdom.
She's probably the tiniest foal I've ever seen. She's absolutely a diddy, the size of a kind of Cocker Spaniel kind of size. I think she weighed something like 13 kilos when she was born.
Pam the Shetland was born in July and was barely the size of a small dog. Besides her small size, Pam is known for her curiosity and confidence, which is something the Shetland breed is known for as well. They're considered hardy and friendly ponies, and I don't think, Jeff, you can saddle that one up and go for a ride.
Well, some child might be able to, but ultimately you've got yourself an interesting horse there.
Yeah,
or
there
pony,
you go.
I should say.
Don't ride the Great Danes either.
No, what? Is that frowned upon?
TV reference for you.